Yeah, this is another great thing about Halo. It's indoor and outdoor environments.
Right. And that's one thing you see at the sun over there. Like the sun, one of our programmers made it so that the sun actually creates like a volumetric effect when it passes through objects, so that it's more or less simulate how real world would too.
Right, and that's a good example of really special case effects that have been programmed into the game. Like he made that effect specifically for the sun.
Yes.
And we use it some other places too, but he also does stuff with the zoom camera, which you'll see, where there's very specific effects. We want to do something really specific, so he spent the time to do it for that one effect.
So part of designing the world for Halo is we start off with what we know more or less about real environment. And Xbox definitely gives us that opportunity to make things look more realistic.
Alright, so this is level 3, the Truth and Reconciliation.
The ship is currently holding position approximately 300 meters above the other end of this plateau.
So how do we get inside the ship if it's in the air? The Corps issued me a rifle, not wings.
There's a gravity lift that ferries troops and supplies between the ship and the surface. That's our ticket in.
Once we get inside the ship, I should be able to lock on to the tracking signal from Captain Key's neural implants.
Hit 'em, Marines! Go, go, go! The Corps ain't paying us by the hour!
Stick to the higher
You get a
ground.
good look here at the Halo ring at nighttime.
Position without being spotted. I've detected Covenant stationary guns near the next pass. I recommend using your sniper rifle to take out the gunners while I call for Marine support.
Get ready to move in to support us, Sergeant. The Master Chief is going to covertly take out as many of the Covenant as he can. Don't open fire until you hear the enemy return fire on us. That should let us keep the element of surprise.
This level has a bit of a difficulty spike to it. There is no Magnum on this level, and the Magnum is called by most people the most powerful gun in this game. You are instead given a sniper rifle and an assault rifle to start out the level, and I think from here on the only other weapons you can find are the Covenant weapons. So the Needler energy rifle, or sorry, the plasma rifle and the plasma pistol. As long as you stay fairly out of sight of the Covenant, they won't react, at least not directly to you, as you take out all of these people here in this little group. Got a nice little 2-for-1 there. Don't expect many more shots like that one.
Nice shot.
Let 'em have it!
Get on it.
And I do apologize for how dark this level is. I know it's probably very hard to see what's happening. Trust me, it is just as difficult for me. I tried to manage my flashlight usage as well as I could.
We did it! We're right behind you, Chief!
Stop. Motion tracker shows movement around the next bend.
We'll be ready to advance as soon as you call for us, Cortana.
You can see in the background of the skybox there, there's this planet in the background. I forgot the name of that planet, but I know it's supposed to be a gas giant. You get a pretty good look at it in the opening cutscene of the first level. You can see the Halo ring has been set in orbit around it. that was a plasma grenade I just stuck him with. Plasma grenades will stick to their targets if you hit them with it before exploding. Normal human grenades or frag grenades will just sort of bounce until they're done and then explode.
Covenant forces detected up ahead. The path up on the left should let us sneak up around them.
You may have also noticed by now that when I'm using the assault rifle, I like to fire in bursts. This is because with sustained fire, the assault rifle will be less accurate, so I like to kind of tap the trigger over and over to keep that first shot of the burst a little more true to where I'm pointing the reticle.
I'm after him.
You can see there the sticky grenades will also stick to vehicles. There was a turret up there. It was a little harder to see, but it blew that up as well as the grunt that was inside of it.
Cortana to Fire Team Charlie. Move up on the left. You should be able to flank the enemy.
Roger that. Over here.
You could just hear Cortana there telling the Marines to move up the left side. That's a little dynamic of this level, at least this area right here, because if you move up the left side, Cortana will tell them to move up the middle. So you get some freedom in how you approach this situation. You get some choices in how the Marines sort of strategize with you.
Alert! Covenant dropships are inbound.
This weapon is called the Needler. I don't know if I use it here. I think I do. When the reticle is red, the bullets you fire from the Needler home in on the target. And if enough of them hit the target, they explode. Never mind me missing that grunt 3 times in a row. Right up here on the left side, I think I grab it. Yeah, there's an active camo. An active camo is one of 2 power-ups in this game. When you pick it up, you become invisible to any of the enemies nearby. So I'm going to use it here in a second to sneak past a couple enemies and take out a couple extra ones along the way. I do think I make a mistake here in a second because I turned my flashlight on. And I did not realize this at the time, but turning your flashlight on allows the enemy to see where you are, even with active camo. That is a lesson I learned here, and I don't think I do that again throughout the rest of this playthrough.
Cortana to Echo 419. Requesting reinforcements at our position. Roger, Cortana. Echo 419 on approach.
Covenant forces sighted. Let's hit him, Charlie team. Crap. Those stationary guns are gonna tear us to pieces. Keep it up.
You might be able to see off in the distance there, Foehammer is dropping off some reinforcements. A lot of times throughout this mission, the game reads whether or not you still have a Marine squad with you, and if you don't have one, it'll bring in a set of reinforcements for you. I ran so far ahead of the Marines I already had with me that the game was sort of tricked into thinking they were dead, but those Marines were still following me, and then the game brought in an extra squad, so I get a lot of backup here. And this purple thing here is the gravity lift we're trying to get into the ship that is above our heads right now. Sort of the Covenant's equivalent to the Pillar of Autumn. This is our introduction to the last faction of the Covenant we'll be fighting, called the Hunters. You probably can't tell because I just killed one right away there, but the Hunters are supposed to be very intimidating armored units of the Covenant that wield plasma cannons. They're supposed to be very dangerous and very tanky.
Once we're inside the ship, I can home in on the captain's command neural.
And they have orange sort of openings on the backside of their armor as well as around the neck area, and that's how you do damage to them. And the gravity lift here was designed as a way to hide the lack of details to the exterior of the Covenant ship. Initially it was supposed to be a ramp that you would walk up and you would kind of go into the ship as like a smooth transition. You wouldn't really see any cutscene there. But
Got a good lock on the captain's CNI transponder.
the more they tried to do that, the more they realized you could really see a lack of details in the exterior of the ship. So this was put there as a way to kind of hide that. It also hides the load zone necessary to load in this part of the level, since the exterior and the interior are technically two separate maps.
Here comes more!
You can see right there that Marine is getting very close, getting very aggressive. Some Marines, once they've taken a set amount of damage and are only at a bit of health, tend to go berserk and get a little loose with their strategies.
We better keep moving. How about that door? The door's locked, sir. I can't bypass it. Can't get through here.
We could use the side find a way around.
We can hold this position if you can find a way around and open the door from the other side, Chief.
Chief, let's see if we can find a way to open this door.
And you get a pretty good look here inside this ship at what Covenant architecture looks like. It's very purple, very kind of alien looking, has a bit of a hexagonal design to it. And you'll notice it doesn't really look a whole lot like the structured environments we were in the previous level. Another very good and subtle hint that this ring is not Covenant.
Wait. That's the locked door down there. The Marines are waiting on the other side. The controls to open it must be somewhere in this room. He's gone!
That whole sequence there is a pretty good display of what the active camo should get you. I was not very careful there with how I was using the Needler.
More enemy!
Right there, I decided to pick up a plasma rifle. Which, interestingly, if you don't rapidly pull the trigger, it has a slower rate of fire than the plasma pistol. It's still a good weapon for taking off shields, though. You'll see it does pretty quickly take off the elite shields in a second. Just a couple shots, his shields are already gone. But it doesn't do a lot of damage to base health. Higher difficulties like Heroic and Legendary, which are both harder than the one I'm on right now. The plasma rifle and the Needler are weapons that you don't really use as much. And that Marine absolutely stepped in front of me there. I didn't accidentally shoot him. They tend to do that, but it happens. But now he knows not to stand in front of me like that. Never mind that Jackal just survived 3 shots. It was probably because the game glitched, and probably not because I missed him. Might have missed it there, but I saw an elite kind of peeking around this corner here, so I got a shot off on him and took his shields out. And here we have the hangar room. This room's kind of notorious for how difficult it is on the higher difficulty settings. And there is a way to skip past it almost completely, but I will not be doing that.
Covering fire! Want some more of this?
I'm using my motion tracker here to see exactly where the Covenant are coming in at. I was able to tell using that they were coming on the upper level. Throughout these rooms, I'm not sure I've been looking at them, but there have been stationary and unmanned wraiths. Wraiths are the Covenant's version of tanks. They kind of fire mortar shots.
Wait a moment. I'm going to access the Covenant BattleNet and locate an override code to open a door.
And later on in the game, you will fight some that are actually being manned.
Working on it.
Now, I don't remember exactly what the story is with why you're able to kill the hunters in one shot with a precision weapon.
The door is open. Everyone should move through
I do recall reading somewhere at one point, I think it was some kind of coding error. Because I think every enemy was supposed to have some sort of weak spot that you could just hit once to kill them, and I think for the hunter that is right there in the back. You'll also notice I now have overshields again. You may remember the first set of overshields I found in the first level. But in case you need a reminder, that power-up gives me 2 extra levels of shields. They just do not recharge.
What the?
I was a little nervous here because I had a plasma thrown behind me and a frag grenade thrown in front of me, so I was fairly confident I was going to experience my first death there. Thankfully, that did not happen. I mentioned during the last level that the Elite's voice lines were created by reversing and pitching down the voice lines of Johnson. And if you listen closely, every time I interact with them, you'll hear them say or grunt different things. They have very dynamic lines for when they see or encounter the player. I'd forgotten that enemies spawn in behind you here at this section, so I was confused with what the Marines were fighting for a second. You can hear them reacting to them shooting each other there. Their aim is not exactly the best. believe this is going to be our first encounter with a Golden Elite. Golden Elites, I think, always have a sword in this game. I might be wrong about that. It looks like he went down pretty easy there, but sniper rifles are just supposed to be very powerful. And I believe I hit him twice in the head. The Golden Elites typically have more shields than the normal ones do, and they are much more aggressive than the blue or purple Elites.
Well done, Marine. Fire in the hole! Huh? Run!
This looks like the ship's command center. The
I
captain's
backed up a
command
lot there
center
because
must be
in
close.
this game, grenades exploding can cause other grenades on the floor to also blow up. So if you're not sure how many grenades there are around you, it's always safe to back up, because one stray grenade could set off several more, and I have died to that a couple of times before. So at this point, it's sort of just instinct for me to get as far away from grenades as I possibly can.
We must be in the brig. These look like holding cells. There are probably multiple detention stations. The captain must be in one of them. We need to keep looking for him.
And they're really hard to see right now because of the lighting, but right now I'm looking for 2 invisible elites. I just took one out there, and there goes the other one. With them out of the way, the grunts and the jackals are fairly easy to clean up. And now I'm able to free Captain Keyes.
Coming here was reckless. You two know better than this. Thanks. Marines, lock and load your weapons. Let's be ready to move. Yes, sir. While the Covenant had us locked up in here, I overheard the guards talking about this ring world. They call it Halo.
One moment, sir. Accessing the Covenant BattleNet. According to the data in their networks, the ring has some kind of deep religious significance. If I'm analyzing this correctly, they believe that Halo is some kind of weapon, one with vast, unimaginable power.
Then it's true. The Covenant kept saying that whoever controls Halo controls the fate of the universe.
Now I see. I have intercepted a number of messages about a Covenant search team scouting for a control room. I thought they were looking for the bridge of a cruiser that I damaged during the battle above the ring. But they must be looking for Halo's control room.
That's bad news. If Halo is a weapon, and the Covenant gained control of it, They'll use it against us and wipe out the entire human race. Chief, Cortana, I have a new mission for you. We need to beat the Covenant to Halo's control room. Marines, let's move.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Chief, you have the point.
We should head back to the shuttle bay and call for evac.
From the research I did, it sounds like there was a cut level between this one and the next one that would have explored the Covenant's backstory and their interest in the Halo ring. But once that level was cut, they gave Keyes all that expository dialogue in that cutscene so they could hit all the same basic plot points. Bungie was really unhappy with how that ended up turning out. They started referring to Captain Keyes as Captain Exposition. And I'm kind of breezing through this section here because I really don't want Captain Keyes to die. If Captain Keyes dies in this segment here, it resets the checkpoint. So it basically acts as if I had died. And Keyes is programmed to be very, very aggressive in this section. I have lost a lot of time because of that.
We made it.
Cortana to Echo 419. We have the captain and need extraction on the double.
Negative, Cortana. I've been engaged by Covenant air patrols, and I'm having a tough time shaking them. You'll be better off finding your own ride. Sorry.
Acknowledged, Foehammer. Cortana out.
Air support is cut off, Captain. We need to hold here until she can move in.
Oh man, we're trapped in here. We're screwed. We're screwed, man.
Stow the belly aching, soldier. Remember, you're a leatherneck. Cortana, if you and the Chief can get us into one of those Covenant dropships, I can fly us out of here.
Yes, Captain. There's a Covenant dropship still docked.
Another inconsistency Bungie pointed out with that Keyes cutscene from earlier is that the elites don't really speak any kind of English. So why would the prison guards kind of be relaying that information? Even if they did speak English, why would they be talking about that right in front of a prisoner? Elites in games after this would be speaking English, so it wouldn't be as big a deal, but still, not exactly the kind of thing you want to be talking about in front of your captives. There's also the question of why a fueled dropship is just ready to go here.
The dropship is loaded.
Everybody, mount up. Let's get on board.
But sometimes it's more important to have something cool than have it be explained.
Give me a minute to interface with the ship's controls.
No need. I'll take this bird out myself.
Captain! Hunter!
Hang on.
Nice one, sir.
Time for a little payback.